I'm going to be honest, and I'm Dutch, so I am going to be honest, you don't need to know these phrases, but they're fun. So if you could incorporate them in your daily, just day-to-day, I think it would be very funny if someone who's not a native Dutch speaker would just use one of these sayings.
Also, I think
I
think people will even be more impressed. Because if you're just saying like, oh, hoe gaat het? You know, like, that's already good that you can say that. But if all of a sudden you throw in one of these, people would be like, what the fuck?
Deeper level. Yeah. I feel like it would also be funny if we translate it and then you could guess what it means.
Yes.
It's possible to guess sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first one, which we use sometimes, right?
I don't know what you're gonna say.
Oh, well. Sorry. I use it.
Okay, langzaam.
De bloemetjes.
Yeah, the flowers.
Yeah. Buiten zetten.
They're sitting outside.
Oh yeah.
You're putting them outside.
You're putting them outside.
The flowers are out. You're gonna put the flowers outside.
Yeah.
What?
The tiny flowers.
But what does this mean? Because wouldn't the flowers be outside and then you put them inside and now you're taking them back outside?
No.
Well, you're taking them outside.
Yeah. I would say I am taking the bloemetjes outside.
And why would you say this?
When I'm having a good time, I would say if I'm at a party and having a really good time, I would say, ik heb even de bloemetjes buiten gezet. So I put the flowers outside. You know, I went out, had a good time. Also, when someone would tell me that they would have hooked up or anything, I would say, you put the bloemetjes outside. You know, you went there. You got out there.
You're florist. A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, again, the bloemetjes buiten
Zetten.
Yeah.
The bloemetjes buiten zetten.
Yeah, it's when you're gonna have a great time. Or when you did have a great time.
Yeah, I also think like when you made it a great time.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, I went out there and I did that. I made it a good
Ik
time.
heb de bloemetjes buiten.
Yeah, like I had time and I went to do something fun with it.
The bloemetjes buiten zetten.
Yeah.
I like that one.
It says here in Dutch, it says excessively partying and enjoying it. We're up to the next.
Hey, no bad idea in the brainstorm.
No bad idea in the brainstorm. Do you say that in Dutch?
No.
What would you say?
No, we wouldn't say it.
No.
We would actually say that's a bad idea. So, the saying is, als de kat van huis is, dansen de muizen op tafel.
Oh.
Which would translate to...
Whoa, does she know?
Yeah, well, I think you said, but tafel is table.
Yeah.
And mice is mouse. And then something about the cat.
Yeah.
There's a cat and dancing with the mouse.
Very close. So it's basically when the cat is away from home, so the cat left the home, then the mice will dance on the table. So what does that mean?
No, in English you have something similar. It's like when the something's away, the something play. When the cats are away, the mice play. I do think we have something like when they leave,
funny.
Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Or like I think sometimes it's like, you know, like if the husband left or the wife left, then like the other spouse like has a good time.
I feel like it would be more with like when the parents leave house and the children can be like, oh.
Yeah, I would say it like that too. But I like that take of it though.
I like this one. Okay. Next one.
Met de gebakken peren zitten.
Okay, again, slower please.
Met de gebakken peren zitten. To be left with the baked pears.
What does that mean?
What do you think it means?
Baked pears are good, right? They're young. I think they're young. So you're being left with the goods.
Well, think Dutch.
You don't like baked pears?
So if you screw me over, I'm like the
you're left with it. We would say like, yeah, you're just left with the mess, but that's not a phrase. It's just like
it's just saying.
Fact.
It's just fact.
I'm left to have to clean this up. I'm cleaning up your mess.
Yeah.
Why did you point at me?
Very personal.
I'm left with your mess. Wie zijn billen brandt, moet op de bladen zitten.
We are doing something.
It's not the verb zijn. It's a
like his.
I don't know the word for it.
Yeah, I forgot it too. It's like his, her, zijn, haar.
Ours.
Zijn, haar. So it's like a possessive noun.
Okay.
A possessive noun?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go. Dan zou het best wel eens kunnen zijn. Ja. Wool burns his ass.
Is buttocks.
has to sit on his blisters.
On the blisters.
On the blisters.
Okay. In English, you would say, "You've made your bed, now sleep in it."
Oh,
Yeah.
but that's nicer.
Yeah.
If you make your bed.
Yeah, I always wondered this, but it's meant to be like, so if you've burnt your butt, you have to sit on the blisters. It's like, you've made your bed, now you have to sleep in it. Like
It's almost like there are red ants underneath the blankets.
Yeah,
and
like
you have to like lay into them.
yeah, it's like you messed up your bed, but now you have to go sleep in it. But making the bed is a good thing, so I'm
Yeah.
also confused.
Interesting.
But that's what people will say. You made your bed, now you must sleep in it.
So the saying is, de kogel is door de kerk.
Yeah, what does that mean?
It means that the bullet. Sorry. The bullet is through the church.
It's actually a positive sentence too.
Wait, it's a positive?
Yeah, it's actually a positive.
Wow, kind of.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
How?
It's like when
It's also not like a small bullet, it's like one of those big ones.
Like a
like a bazooka.
No, I kind of thought it was kind of like, you know. I know when they put like those like round things in the thing and then you
A tank.
like in the middeleeuwen kind of like a kogel and then that you so at least that's always
A
a
cannon.
cannon. That's kind of what
I always see like an actual bullet.
Oh really? See like
Wow, decision has been made. So the bullet is through the church.
yeah.
And
That's
people
it.
say this often. De kogel is door de kerk.
Like a big like thing that happens
I
like
would
bam.
just see
door de
like
kerk.
a bullet float through a church.
I just see like a cannon being lit and everyone being like like yeah, the decision has been made.
This is positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should look into the history of this. Because
Yeah,
all of
shall
them
I
have
search
history,
for it
yeah.
now?
Yeah, please.
So I'll fill up the empty space now. But it's a positive thing, and it's like you would say it after you've been thinking about it for a long time, contemplating on what to do. You've been like, oh, this, that, getting advice, and then you would tell everyone, okay, the bullet is through the church.
And
I made the decision, and everyone would be like, oh, good stuff.
Interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna read it in Dutch and then we'll translate after. Als een vijand deze regel overtrad en ook om en in de kerk ging vechten, werd dat als zeer onbeschoft gezien. De kanonskogel,
Oh, cannon.
die de Spanjaarden in 1573 tijdens het beleg van
Oh,
Haarlem
ja.
dwars door de Sint-Bavo-kerk schoten, is daar nog steeds te bekijken. De eerste...
Oh, and then it
Oh, ja.
makes sense.
De kogels door de kerk.
Back in the day, you would agree to not fight around or in the church.
Yes, yeah.
That makes sense.
That
because
happens
everyone was a
everywhere.
Christian, so
Yeah.
holy,
Yeah.
you wouldn't do it.
The prostitutes would sleep there.
Okay.
Oh, we've never read that, but because in our country they have their own.
They have their own area actually. They didn't need to go to any churches.
For another.
But then we were at war for 80 years.
Yeah.
80 years with Spain, actually.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Super
and then
fun.
we were fighting in Harlem.
I was born there.
New York, Harlem. And then Spain fired a cannon,
Cannon.
at the church. So they were then like, oh yeah, fuck it. Now it's on. So the bullet got through the church and they were like, now, like...
And
Right.
which is pretty.
The actual Dutch people watching.
Maybe.
Oh,
But
please be kind.
in Dutch.
Doei.